Today on episode 246 of Typical Chicago Fans, we have Sinkers and Floaters, the TCF Sports Minute, College Football Corner, a new team builder, an NFL Week 16 recap, and the TCF Top 3 of Christmas Wish List. Let's roll. Hello and welcome back to Typical Chicago Fans, brought to you by our incredible sponsor, Connect Roasters Coffee. Today is episode 246. Happy Christmas, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate. Happy that it is Christmas week. So make sure to follow us on X. Send us a little present for whatever you celebrate, and follow us on X at typical_Chicago. Head to Facebook and Instagram. Give those pages a like as well. Subscribe to the YouTube page. Just go to YouTube, type in Typical Chicago Fans for all of our content in video form. Subscribe, rate, review, 5 stars, whatever you can on whatever platform you get your podcast. We are there. You can find me on X at BoomyTCF, and of course Zach at ZAlilia TCF. Zach, we're back in the dog days of winter. We are back to the cold, man.
Yeah, it's snowy, but unfortunately, it's supposed to be like kind of nice on Christmas.
Yeah,
as in like
50.
no snow or anything. We have all this shitty weather, and then this time of year, it can never have it on Christmas Day.
Yeah, that's like the only day I really want snow.
Yeah, it's like the only day you really need snow, and it'll rather snow on Halloween than it will on freaking Christmas.
Exactly. Yeah, I think I saw it's supposed to be like mid-40s this week, so I'm not too upset.
It's always nice. All the lights on houses and Christmas spirit, Christmas time, everything's like Christmas themed. So this next few weeks is always fun.
I agree. Let's jump into things as always. We've got sinkers and floaters. And my sinker this week is going to be the mileage on my car. I've been pretty good. Obviously, new job, much closer to home. I have not been putting the amount of miles on my car as I have the past 8 years. But this week, it's about to ramp back up because of all of the holiday traveling. We had 2 Christmases yesterday on Saturday. We've got another one Christmas Eve. We've got, obviously, all day Christmas. And then the weekends, it's just... I was doing so good at only having to put like a tank of gas in every 10 days. And I got a feeling it's not going to be like that for very long.
Yeah, you guys have a lot of Christmases to go to. I only have 2, so I'm good right now.
Yep. My wife is from a divorced family, so we have a lot of running to do. So
yeah, I have one of my Christmases is about 2 blocks away, and another Christmas is about 3 or 4 miles. Oh, I guess like probably 10 miles.
Yeah. That's not too bad.
Yeah.
It's never fun, but I like driving, and
it's awesome once you get there.
Yep, 100%. So
but
shouldn't complain too much.
Just don't look at the mileage. Just pretend like it's not there.
That's what I'm gonna have to do.
Well, at this point in your car, at least you're not like it's not gonna put a huge dent in it.
Yeah, I mean, I've had it for like 3.5 years, and I've almost put 100,000 miles on it. So since I got it,
I've never had a car where it starts at 0, which would be pretty awesome.
Yeah, so I guess, never had that either.
I mean, I guess even new cars are probably at like 2 or 3.
Yeah, usually absolute minimum just from driving them. I know, like when I used to go pick up cars and stuff, like we'd pick up new ones, and they'd still have 6 to 12 miles on it.
Yeah, they have to move somehow.
Drive around a lot. Yep, exactly.
Well, my sinker is boxing. Again, Tyson Fury, Usyk. This is the second fight between the two. They're like 2 of the biggest heavyweights in boxing. Did anyone really watch it? I mean,
didn't even know what was going on until this morning.
Boxing is so, I don't know, like
dead.
Yeah, and it's just the reffing is so bad. I guess it's reffing or whatever.
You talking about the scoring?
Yeah, scoring. But
judging.
The judges, I guess you call them.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. It's not. There used to be like amazing fights back in the day, and I think UFC really has taken over. I mean, I'd rather watch 100%. A Jake Paul fight.
Yeah, well, I mean, hate him or love him, Jake Paul's the biggest name in boxing right now. There's no arguing that.
And the problem is 12 rounds is a lot of rounds to watch.
Yeah, and it's especially like it feels like so much of it is just so slow and calculated, and
which is like the beauty of boxing in a way, but also it's just nowadays when you have UFC where it's either 3 quick 5-minute rounds or somebody gets knocked out quickly or a submission. I mean,
yeah,
it's just hard
that
to
stuff
watch
was
for that
all
long.
awesome when there was like nothing for it to compete with, and
Yeah.
now like people have things to do and don't have 3 hours to spend watching 12, 5-minute rounds. It's just not entertaining.
12 5-minute rounds and still the two are disagreeing on who won.
Yeah,
So
100%.
that's annoying.
Yeah, maybe they need to go back to like the 1910 rules,
Well,
and they just kept going until.
Speaking of the judges, I forgot they did AI judging for the first time ever.
Interesting.
Yeah, and then there was controversy. It's like, what did we
Of
think?
course
Like,
it was.
they're always going to say it was a computer. Like, what do we expect?
Yeah, exactly. It's not the BCS playoffs back in the early 2000s.
But they still made a lot of money.
Hey, that's all they care about, man. That's all. That's the name of the game right there. My floater this week is kind of along the lines of Christmas, but it's basketball tournaments. This is anyone that played high school basketball remembers this time of year. Unfortunately, though, it's a weird setup this year with Christmas being on a Wednesday. Those normal, so my team plays, we host one. And normally we give like the day after Christmas off so teams can practice, and then we start on the 27th. But the way the calendar sits, if you start on the 27th, the third day is a Sunday, and most tournaments don't want to bleed over into a Monday. So some tournaments started yesterday, some were even last week, the first couple rounds. It was just a weird setup for the year, but very excited. This is like the perfect time of year to have the NFHS log in, because I can sit there and watch high school basketball games from all around the country for days on end, and hopefully at some point either Saturday or Monday next week, hoping to go to one of those bigger name, bigger school tournaments. We usually go down to the Pontiac tournament, but their schedule and ours doesn't really get along this year. So just a fun week, a lot of games being played, a lot of good basketball going on. So one of those memories that everyone always has from high school basketball, at least.
Oh yeah, I used to love that because you didn't have to go to school, but you got to play basketball, so that's even more fun at that age. It was awesome.
Exactly. So yeah, we start the 26th, and we start at noon every day, and I think we have 4 games every day, but some of those tournaments that have 16 or 24 teams are starting at 9 a.m. and playing till 10 p.m. It's just one of those fun times of year where all you get to worry about is basketball.
If you live around Plano, Illinois, they have a really nice tournament that you can go to all day.
Yep. Yeah, that's one I played in high school.
Or
some
you
great
go to Memorial
memories.
High School too.
Yeah, absolutely. Come on over. Games at noon, 1:30, 3 and 4:30 every day. So
you see, that's the most fun thing is like waking up and be like, I don't have to go to school, but I get to play basketball today. Like, that's just fun.
Sit around at the games after yours or go catch a couple before.
Yeah. I mean, it's almost Christmas time, so
Yep.
gotta
Absolutely.
love it. My floater, I guess I used it last week though. It's just like it seems like Christmas is so much of like families coming together. Like how Thanksgiving, you go to eat, you hang out, whatever. But like Christmas, you sit down, presents, you're around family. And the older you get, now I'm about to be 30 years old. You don't see everybody as much, so it's always nice. Christmas is usually the holiday everybody's at. Like you're not gonna miss Christmas. I mean,
yep.
You might miss Thanksgiving, but I mean that's Christmas is the one that usually everybody's at. And it's nice to see everybody. Me and Boomy's family, we do Christmas Day, so it's like from noon to whenever we want to leave. So that's always fun. And then Christmas Eve night, kind of hanging out right before little nephews have to go home for Christmas and stuff like that. Always fun. But like this week, we're doing my family is doing it on Tuesday because of the weird I have to work Thursday.
Yep.
So it's like it's not gonna work out that you get to do it like the day after, like unless it was a Friday, you do it Saturday. It just kind of sucks. Not sucks. I guess that's a bad
it's just
way
a
of
weird
saying it.
calendar year,
It's weird.
Yeah. I don't understand. Like I get like people have their reasons, but like Christmas is number one holiday, dude. I love Christmas.
It's easy because, like I said, everyone's around. Mostly everyone comes home for Christmas. It's that one holiday that you're not going to miss Christmas. And You get to see everybody like from when you were in high school or when you were in college and stuff like that. Because like around here, if you went to IV, you get to know people through that too. It's just fun.
I agree. It's my number one, not even close, really, for number
Getting
two.
older, the thing I've kind of like noticed is you just want to like just see people every once in a while, see some friends, old friends.
For
It's just
sure.
fun.
Absolutely, man. Couldn't agree more. Hope everybody has a great holiday week. We're going to go ahead and jump right into the TCF Sports Minute. A lot of bad to talk about, so this might be one of our shorter ones here. Bears lose to the Lions today. Wasn't even close. 34-17. Dropped to 4-11. Where are you at, Zach? How you feeling, man?
You know, they played decently on offense, honestly. I know, Rome Odunze had a few fumbles that were just, that's going to happen. Caleb Williams, man, he's out there and he's trying. He is out there on a team that sucks. They're not going to make the playoffs. There's really nothing to the season. And he's out there trying, and that shows me that he's a competitor. He doesn't care if you're trying to make the playoffs or you're just playing a random game. He's out there to compete, and that makes me feel good for the future of the quarterback.
For sure. I think that, like, with a rookie quarterback, that's all you can ask. Guy go out there, compete, get better. He was better this week, I felt, than he was in weeks past. I mean, threw for 335 yards against a good Lions team.
He goes into a season. You think about this. He goes into a season. Everyone's saying, "Well, this is the best lineup a rookie's ever had, a number one pick's ever had."
Yeah.
And then he loses his head coach. He loses the offensive coordinator. I mean, it's just been a mess. And he's still improving and playing well.
Yep. It's really, I mean, at this point, it's all you can ask is that he went out and had a game like he did today, because they're probably, it doesn't really matter. They're not going to beat the Lions. So you just want to see, him keep progressing. And
well, where's the crazy, amazing plays from Caleb Williams? He's just trying to make regular plays on a team that sucks.
I mean, he threw for 335. Like,
he's out there and he's having fun still too. That's like the mentality that I love. I know you always go, oh well, they're losing. Their record sucks. They're still the NFL, and it's so hard to play. And you're still trying to. This is their living.
Yeah, I think I can't remember who. What Gruden, I think, had talked about it a couple weeks ago. Like, even when those bad teams, like, there's still professionals who have a competitive fire. Like, even bad teams are still trying to win. No one's actively on the field trying to lose. No, you saw that with Lovey a couple years ago.
He's still in his rookie season. He's still making rookie mistakes, which is fine. And then they have a quick turnaround Thursday against the Seahawks, which is going to be an ugly game.
Yeah. Whatever that is, take the under, people.
Yeah, the Thursday night football game. I think it's in Chicago.
Yes, it is.
Which is a ginormous change, because if it was in Seattle, that place is one of the few places in the NFL that make a difference.
Oh, for sure. The Packers even talked about it after the game last week on how noticeable of a difference that it is. Does it piss you off or worry you that other rookie quarterbacks are playing
the
way they are?
I can't worry about that. I mean, no. I mean, Bo Nix, playing well. He's on there's the NFL is so weird on. You just got to worry about your team. And then with what I've seen over the last, what has it been? Is this the 15th game that he's played? He's gotten better. And no, he's probably not the best quarterback this season for even rookies.
Yeah.
But he has the potential to be. And with a normal season and a normal team, hopefully we'll see a different Caleb Williams next year. And that's not even saying anything bad. It's just saying that hopefully he has more structure.
Yep.
He's been his own coach pretty much the whole season.
That's a good way to put it, dude. I know where they're sitting at right now. I'm on Tankathon right now, where the Bears would be at, assuming even if they go 1-1, so at 5 wins, I mean, maybe 4 wins, who knows? But like, there's going to be, I feel like they're going to be high enough that they can afford to trade that pick for a ton of assets, because they don't need a quarterback.
No, that's what people keep saying is they need a tank. No, they're in a spot where if you get top 5, you're going to be one of those probably 4 4 other teams are going to need a quarterback, and you're the one team that's not going to, and you're going to be in a great spot to hopefully get a few offensive linemen or defensive linemen like you really need.
Where they sit currently right now, I don't know if this has been updated after today's game, but they are the 9th overall pick. It's just, if they can somehow, like you said, they're not going to tank. They're professionals, but if they can find their way into that top 5, that pick is going to be very, very, very valuable.
Also, there's just reports that Ben Johnson is intrigued by the Bears job. Not saying anything. That is what they say.
I also did. I see Otto's Vrabel was interested in the Patriots job. So,
yeah, I don't know what's going to happen there.
Which that job's not even going to be
open.
They're not going to fire Mayo after 1 year. Moving from bad to worse, the Blackhawks 12-20-2, still the second worst team in the NHL, 26 points. I do feel like they're playing a little bit better and picking up a couple more wins here regularly, though.
Yeah, they look better. They're starting to play as a team, but man, they can't hold a lead.
Yep.
They just let teams get too big of a lead that they can't come back from. Like, I think it was last night, they lost 6-4.
Yeah. Yeah, that's bad. That's so many goals.
But Bedard playing better, and that's all you really want to ask for right now.
Nazar, I think we talked about it last week. Nazar back up with the Blackhawks after he was dominating the AHL for a while. I mean, all you want to see is him continue to improve. You got to see more out of Bedard because it started off really bleak, but it's been getting a lot better, if we're being honest. So,
yeah, it's gotten a lot better, and that's all you can ask for. I mean, hockey is so tough. You just don't want to see a guy like Bedard go through too many slumps.
Yeah. Can't just see him get his teeth kicked in for years and years and years. That's never a good thing.
But you got to remember, it's only his second year in the NHL.
Yeah, he's 20 years old. Let's everybody slow down a little bit. The Bulls, 13-16. They are currently the 9 seed. 2.5 games out of the 6 seed, though. Playing a little bit better. I just think this team is the definition of basketball purgatory. Nothing's going to happen. They're going to just habitually be between the 7 and the 9 seed and be in the play-in game unless, they drastically decide to change something.
Yeah, they beat the Boston Celtics and lost to the Boston Celtics. But they're just so inconsistent, and it's a good thing, but man, they have every other night someone else is scoring 25 points.
Yeah. You want to see, just continue to see improvement out of, guys like Lonzo Ball had a couple nice games. I mean, there's still some pieces there, and I'm just very curious if they're still stuck in this, 7 to 9 seed here in 2 months, what they're going to do with the trade deadline, but probably nothing worth talking about. We'll just continue to do this same thing every year.
They get something for Zach LaVine this year.
Yeah, seriously, I'm done with him.
Whenever he can.
Yeah, he couldn't defend a folding chair. I don't even know where to go. We've been having this same conversation for 3 years.
He's leaving the Bulls whenever he gets a chance.
Yeah, I hope so. But the thing is, I don't think anybody's going to offer anything worth value for him.
If he's playing well and somebody needs something in the playoff run, that's when you're going to get the most for him.
Yeah, that is true. Moving over to the baseball diamond, since we spoke last, Cody Bellinger has been traded to the Yankees along with cash for a washed-up 31-year-old. That's not even worth talking about. That trade sucked. I mean, there's nothing.
They had to do it, though. They had to do it.
They did, but I don't know. I feel like I don't know
Cody
if I would
Bellinger
say they had to do
worth that money.
They ate most of the money anyway.
That's what I mean. They need to get the money off the books, though, and I think they're going to try and go after like Alonso.
I hope so, if that's the case. Or use this money for, we're still a week in and we haven't gotten anywhere with, obviously it's only a week, but this Kyle Tucker extension has to happen or that trade sucks.
Well, yeah, but that's just baseball's going to take forever. But the thing with Bellinger is he's almost the odd man out. There's only so many spots on this outfield / he can also play first base.
Yeah.
But there's only so many spots.
That's what my thought was. That's what my thought was put him at first, but I really like Michael Bush.
As I said, like Michael Bush and a lot cheaper.
Yeah,
and
that's true.
He's got more of a career kind of in front of him too.
That is true. The more positive news of the week, Sammy Sosa is back in the good graces of the Chicago Cubs. Apologized, but didn't really apologize. You know what I mean? Just like a blanket, I'm sorry statement. Cool to see him back, though, man. It's been way too long. Like a guy who legitimately was part of the reason baseball got saved in the 90s. One of the reasons I am as big of a Cubs fan as I am. It feels good that there's a better relationship now than there has been.
Yeah, it's nice to see that he'll be back at Cubs Con, but I think a lot of it was if you make this apology, you're allowed to come to Cubs Con, which is fine by me if they had to go through all this. But I think it's a little ridiculous that he had to bring an apology out for this. Like, really?
I agree.
He didn't do anything wrong. I mean, he was kind of rude maybe a little bit in the locker room. A lot of baseball players do that. So
yeah,
it's cool to have him back. You just hope it's not like the Ricketts trying to be like, oh, look at this, and then shield you away from them doing nothing.
Yeah.
But I don't want to take away from Sammy Sosa. At some point, we'll be back at Wrigley Field, hopefully get his number retired, and he deserves it. He's not getting in the Hall of Fame. He's not getting in the Hall of Fame, so might as well get this.
Yep. I think there was Barry Rosner theorized that there's a possibility that he's getting inducted into like the Cubs or like have his number retired and being inducted into the Cubs Ring of Honor. And they wouldn't allow it until like he was voted into it. So they wouldn't allow it. But it's so
really
stupid.
Look at it like it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
it's nice of Sammy that he did that. And it shows you that he's like really like matured and grown up since baseball's ended for him. But it's like, really, we gotta get an apology from the most electric baseball player we've ever had.
Exactly.
The only reason people came to the Cubs games in the 90s and stuff, like, come on, man.
Dude, I think some people neglect to remember. I mean, granted, you were really little the summer of 98 and 99, but like that was like one of the most fun summers watching sports in my lifetime, and I was 8. You know what I mean?
Baseball.
It did. So I agree. I think it's stupid, but he's back now. So maybe they'll make so much money off of Cubs Con they can go sign Pete Alonso along with the money they get off the books from Bellinger. So who knows?
Yeah, that ticket just went way up.
Yeah. 100%. White Sox, real quickly. They signed a guy named Cam Boozer, which I thought was Carlos Boozer's son, but different kid. Plays basketball.
If they do this right, they have 6 of the top like 60 prospects. In the next few years, they should have some players coming up from the minors that should be fun to watch and be fun for the team.
That's the exact same conversation we had in 2019.
I know, but they have better players than they had in 2019.
I don't know about that, man.
They just got like the Red Sox top 3 prospects.
Yeah, it was the same thing when they got Moncada and Robert and Eloy. Like it was the exact same thing.
But you can't blame like an organization for the player not being good. Like,
yeah,
baseball is such a crapshoot. Like you don't know what's going to happen. Like there's so many players, but they have a chance to be good.
Yeah, for sure. And like, did you see that they have the lowest odds in baseball to win their division?
Well, yeah, that's kind of if you're coming off a season where you were the worst team in baseball, which I'm taking the over on their wins.
Yeah, I would like to say yes, but this roster
45 or something, dude. Like, really? Like, come on.
This roster is worse than last year's, though. At this point,
I know, but if you think about throughout the season, they're going to have more players come up and have a chance to be better.
Yeah,
last year they didn't have any of that.
That's fair. I don't disagree with you at all there. It'll be interesting to see between.
You think about it, they could be really bad and still win 45 games. Like, what?
Yeah.
I'm not saying they have to be amazing. They have to win 46 games.
I like that. It'll be interesting to see. They do have some money available. Obviously, they're not paying anybody.
They always had, though. But
it'll be interesting to see if they go get a guy like, or at least put an offer, a stupid offer on a guy like Bregman or somebody like that. But overpay and at least spend your money somewhere. Because I remember there are penalties for not spending enough money.
The people get annoyed with the White Sox or whatever, but they've had a good offseason so far. If you think about it, that trade was really good.
I agree. Some things just as good, if not better, than the White Sox offseason so far is the coffee from our friends over at Connect Roasters Coffee. It's the best around you're going to find. I promise you that. They work with Dom Frederick. They work with Ian Happ. Hello, he's won 3 Gold Gloves. He's not drinking Folgers, all right? He's drinking Connect Roasters Coffee. It's in the
And he
Cubs
ain't going
clubhouse.
anywhere. He's signed for good.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's quality stuff. Make sure you check out their website, connectroasters.com. Follow them on X at Connect Roasters and get yourself over to Bourbonnais to the storefront for some of their delicious coffee. Shout out to Connect Roasters. So as always, a big shout out to our friends at Connect Roasters. Let's jump to the college football corner. We had the first round of playoff games this week, and let's just not beat around the bush. They kind of stunk.
No game was close. No game was ever like second half kind of fun. Really, I thought Ohio State, Tennessee would have a chance, but I think the home field advantage is it's insane.
Yes. Especially after Friday night, like it ended up being a 10-point game in the Notre Dame Indiana game, but it still never felt like it was that close. And everybody was like, oh, if the other games are better than this, and I don't think, I mean, the Clemson Texas game was arguably better, but they were blowouts. I mean, but you're going to get that. I still think this is the right format, 100%.
Oh, yeah, it's still the right format. It's fun, but I still think they should have the first 2 rounds should be home games.
I agree, because Texas then having to turn around and go to Arizona State would be really fun to watch.
But if you're a Notre Dame fan, the only thing you worry about is they didn't really like put the game away.
Yeah. Yeah, they kind of felt like they had a couple opportunities to seal it, and Indiana just kind of kept hanging and fighting. Now SMU, they got throttled as well. I mean, they kind of
21-0 before you can even blink.
Yeah, 2 pick sixes. I mean, it is what it is. I still think Indiana deserved to be in it. SMU, I can't exactly say the same. Like, it's Clemson put up a better fight than SMU.
At no point during any of those 4 games did I think the underdog had a chance.
Yeah, I agree. There was a small minute that I thought that Clemson was going to pull within a score, and they ended up not.
Have that like 100-yard rushing touchdown. No, Notre Dame. Then that game's a lot different.
Yep, big time. Looking ahead, we'll have a full preview on next week's show. We'll have another episode before these games.
Some of these college teams need to get used to the cold. They need to play some more cold weather games before the playoff, because one of the 4 playoff games started above 30 degrees.
Yeah, it's brutal. It's brutal. Welcome to the North, boys. Texas and Arizona State, that should be a fun one. Texas, big time favorite going into that one, but they won the Big 12, so you got to go and prove it, Texas.
Isn't that crazy though? The team that's coming in had to win a game to go in to it is favored.
Well, not even that, Zach. Almost every single game that is the case, because Ohio State and Oregon,
they're definitely not favored, are they?
Oregon State is favored by 2.5, Penn State by 10.5, and then Georgia is only a 1-point favorite.
I just think Penn State at a neutral site is going to be a lot different.
Yeah, if this game had to be played in Boise, Idaho, I would love to see that.
Because it will be. It's the only game on New Year's Eve.
Yep. The other ones are all New Year's Day. So, we'll get into a full breakdown next week, but I'm very excited for this round of games as well.
I'm excited for Georgia, Notre Dame. That's what I'm most excited about. I want Georgia to win by 4 touchdowns.
Oh, see, I do not. I want Notre Dame to win. Screw Georgia.
No.
Screw Georgia. I think that's going to be, and that one's at the Dome in New Orleans. So,
you know how cool that would be at Georgia?
Yeah, that I agree. I don't disagree with you at all. I feel like the higher seed, like Penn State, should have to go to Boise.
The benefit of getting the bye should also be you get a home game too.
Yep, Oregon State would, or I'm sorry, Ohio State would have to go. What'd you say?
On the blue turf?
Yep. Yeah, 100%. Even Ohio State would have to go back to Oregon, where they already lost once this year. I mean, that could be really fun.
The third round, that's fine. After that, that's fine. But the second round, come on.
Yep. I 100% agree. Yeah, make sure you check back in next week, guys. We'll do a full breakdown of all the games here. Moving in, we have a new team builder this week. Zach's going to throw it up on the screen here. It is our perfect NFL lineup. So in the $5 row, we have Patrick Mahomes, McCaffrey, and we're going to, Zach, just assume all these guys are perfectly healthy. McCaffrey, Kelsey, Tyreek Hill, Justin Jefferson. The $4 row, Joe Burrow, Derrick Henry, George Kittle, Stephon Diggs, Jamar Chase. $3 row, Josh Allen, Saquon, Mark Andrews, DeAndre Hopkins, Deebo Samuel. $2 row is Justin Herbert, Nick Chubb, Evan Ingram, A.J. Brown, and Mike Evans. And then the $1 row is Trevor Lawrence, Austin Eckler, Darren Waller, CeeDee Lamb, and Devontae Adams. Do you want to go first, or do you want me to?
I'll go first.
What are we doing? 15 bucks?
We'll go $15. That work?
Perfect.
All right. So first, I'm going Patrick Mahomes right off the bat. A quick $5. Then I'm gonna go right down to the 1. I'm gonna get Austin Eckler. Being a running back, quick.
Yep.
So that's $6. I'm gonna go Mark Andrews for 3.
Good choice there. It's a value pick. You're at 9.
Mike Evans for $2.
Got $4 to spend on your last pick.
You know who I'm going. Greg Kittle.
All right. That's fair. That's a decent lineup.
I got
double
Mahomes,
tight end.
I got Patty Mahomes, Greg Kittle, who could also block, Mark Andrews, Mike Evans, and Austin Eckler. I
don't hate it. I like where you went there. I am going to go Josh Allen. I think Josh Allen's just insanely. I think that's a great value at $3 there. I'm going to spend another $3 on Saquon. Saquon, I think, is the best running back in the NFL. So that puts me at 6. Tight end, I will. So 6. It means I got $9 left. I'll spend 2 on Evan Ingram. I'm not crazy about tight ends, and I want to take something a little different than you. So I'm at 8. That means I got $7 here. Give me. I will do Jamar Chase for 4, and I still got $2 left. Can I take CeeDee Lamb and Devontae Adams?
Sure.
All right, perfect. I love this team. We're not throwing ever to the tight end. Evan Ingram's going to be blocking his tail off because we're just letting it rip with Jamar Chase, CeeDee Lamb, and Devontae Adams from Josh Allen and Saquon. Oh, man, this team is
That's your team? What's your team
again? Josh Allen, Saquon, Evan Ingram, Jamar Chase, CeeDee Lamb, and Devontae Adams.
It's a pretty good team.
Big fan of that team. I love this. Let us know who you guys would take. Make sure you check out the YouTube for the graphic in full effect here. We're going to stay on the NFL, but we're going to run down the games that have been played today. Maybe preview a little bit going forward in the noon game. Or yesterday, we had the Chiefs beating the Texans by 8. Chiefs just always find a way, dude. I just don't know what more to say. Tank Dell, unfortunately, probably
we are
out
in the
for
time
the
of year where there's random Saturday games and stuff like that.
Completely forgot that there were Saturday games till I walked into our Christmas that we were at, and they were on the TV.
That's a good feeling.
Yeah, that was a good feeling. It was a good game, too. And then did you see that Tank Dell injury, though?
Yeah. That was bad.
That's bad. I feel bad for the guy. I still think that the Texans are still a pretty good football team, but
oh yeah, they're still good. But that's just the thing about the NFL, dude. It's so hard to get through a season with everybody healthy.
Yep, 100%.
You're one play away from losing your best player.
They've got to incorporate Joe Mixon more. I feel like they're not used. I mean, 14 carries for 57 yards. I mean, that's not terrible, but it's Joe Mixon. You got to get him the ball more. I don't know. They got to figure something out. Luckily, they play in an awful division.
Awful.
But in the night game, Ravens took down the Steelers 34-17. Really, I mean, it was a close game. It was a 7-point game going into the fourth quarter, and then the Ravens just put them away. I don't know what more to say. The Ravens really showed up, and I think those are 2 really good teams that no one really wants to play in the playoffs.
Mark Andrews' first touchdown against the Steelers ever.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
That's a wild statement.
Lamar Jackson he didn't even believe it.
It's understandable. He's been playing him twice a year since he's been in the NFL.
They played 7 times, 8 times.
Yeah, that's probably the 8th time. Yeah, that's crazy. Moving into the Sunday games, obviously we already talked about the Bears, but let's go to the Panthers beating the Cardinals 36-30. Granted, it was in Carolina, but the Panthers,
I don't understand this team though. I saw them play last week, second half against the Cowboys. They sucked.
Yeah, but the Cardinals are just the most insanely bipolar. Like one week they look very good, but that's the whole NFC West, if we're being honest.
It's the NFL.
Yeah, that is true.
And besides the Chiefs and apparently the Vikings, the Vikings are 12-2.
That is crazy.
That's insane.
Falcons absolutely throttle the Giants 34-7. The Giants are a joke. I can't believe they haven't fired Dable yet.
There's a lot of teams that are just jokes.
Yes. What was the first start for Penix?
Yeah.
Who I'm glad
they way out.
Yep, Kirk Cousins will be released by March 10th, so that's probably going to happen.
He'll also be getting a $100 million check.
Yeah, yes, he is. The Bengals throttle the Browns 24-6. Browns 3 wins. Figures, they scored 6 points.
Say today they should just let the Bengals in the playoffs.
No,
they're so fun to watch, and Joe Burrow is so good.
Yeah, I'm just tired. I guess I never liked Joe Burrow because he played at LSU, and the Bengals are not good.
He's having a top 3 quarterback season this year in the NFL.
Yeah, I don't disagree. He's playing well, but they are not good.
But he's still playing well. That's crazy.
Yeah. Colts beat the Titans, moved them to 7-8. I mean, the Titans are just Mason Rudolph throw for 252 and 2 touchdowns, and they still walk away with an 8-point loss. They scored 15 points in the 4th quarter.
The Colts might make the playoffs.
Yeah, that kept their playoff hopes alive.
That's crazy.
So that is wild to think that the Colts, who have changed out, Anthony Richardson for Joe Flacco multiple times this year, still are alive in the playoffs.
And then went back to Anthony Richardson.
Yeah, and they are benefiting on the Texans not running away with that division. Big time. The Rams beat the Jets in an ugly game, 19-9. I mean, what more can you say? The Rams, I do think, are pushing for the playoffs. The Jets are just unbearable to watch.
And so does Aaron Rodgers, man. This guy stinks.
You see what I've been dealing with for the last 15 years? Maybe a little apology.
Well, at least he was good when you had him.
Yeah, that is true. He was very good.
I'm so tired of this
guy.
He
sucks.
He has this new Netflix documentary out, and he's talking about how he wants to be away from the media, this and that. Dude, you do an interview every week. You're not away from the media like you in your brain think you are.
Yeah, I agree. He sucks as a football player and a person. Now, granted, he threw for 256 yards today. He wasn't really the problem with the Jets.
In the last 2 possessions.
Yeah, that's fair. And then in kind of the shocker of the day, the Commanders take down the Eagles. Now, granted, Jalen Hurts, I almost said Justin Hurts. Jalen Hurts gets a concussion. Commanders, though, that's a huge win.
Kenny Pickett didn't even realize he was on the Eagles.
I learned that when I was watching Red Zone today.
That's what happens when these teams who have quarterbacks that have no competition, that you don't realize they're backup until he has to come in.
Yes, 100%. The afternoon games are going on right now, so we're going to make some stupid predictions. The Vikings and Seahawks are tied at 7. I think the Vikings win by 9. What do you think, Zach?
I hope so.
I don't like the Seahawks. I never really have. I love those lime green uniforms, but I also hope, I take that back. I hope the Seahawks win. We can't just have the Vikings coming out 13-2. What is going on in the world?
Well, yeah, that's insane. I saw that when they were playing the Bears last week. It's they're 11-2, about to be 12-2. It's this is insane.
Yep, a lot of nail biters.
Sam Darnold is their quarterback.
Is it dog? He's going to get re-signed too. You got to re-sign him if they go to the NFC Championship. The Patriots are currently beating the Bills 7-0 and marching. I'm going to call right now. Patriots finish it off. They win this game.
No, Bills are going to come back. The Bills love these type of games.
If they love these type of games, they wouldn't be down 7 and about to get scored on again.
I'm just saying they love having to come back and get scored like 3 touchdowns with a minute left.
They've scored like 86 points the last 2 weeks. I think
they've had to. They've gotten scored on for 86.
Yeah, their defense sucks. Their defense is awful, which is why I don't think they're going to go super far in the playoffs.
Yeah, because it's just in the playoffs, you can't be going on a shootout.
Yep, 100%. I don't even know why we're going to talk about this. 2 of the worst teams in the NFL are currently playing, the Jaguars and the Raiders. I'll just say it. Jaguars win 3-2.
Jaguars, Bears' last victory.
I think the Jags win this in the ugliest game ever played. Yeah, that's true. I forgot about that. And then the last one currently going on, 49ers, Dolphins. Being it's in Miami, I'll say the Dolphins win by 6.
I hope San Francisco wins because I picked them, first of all. And the Dolphins are just trash.
Neither of those teams are very good. And then for some reason,
the Bears organization's bad. They're going to be – everyone's going in this thing. They're going to have a new coach. Maybe have a new quarterback.
Yeah, it's not good. And for some reason, the NFL thinks we all need to be watching the Dallas Cowboys. So we get them and the Buccaneers tonight. No one cares. And then even the Monday night game, obviously I love watching the Packers in primetime, but the Saints, the Packers are a 14-point favorite. Who cares?
They should be able to, it's the NFL, the power of the NFL, a week or two out, be able to switch Sunday and Monday night games.
That Commanders-Eagles game should have been the Monday night game. The Packers and the Saints should be playing at noon on a Sunday.
Yeah, I don't need – Packers, Saints, even at the beginning of the season, that wasn't, fun to watch.
Yeah, no one thought that the Saints were going to be good. What are we doing here?
The Bears game and Seahawks, they're perfectly on the right spot.
Couldn't agree more.
Just think, one more week, one more Sunday is left of the Bears playing. So you get Thursday, then that's week 17, week 18. I think they play on Sunday against the Packers.
Yep.
You're done.
I will admit, Zach, I try to be nice about the Bears, but I have very thoroughly enjoyed, kind of hate watching the Bears and laugh watching the Bears lately.
Yeah, that's great to know.
I knew you would have some words about that. So
maybe we're about your own team.
Oh, we're fine. We're 10-4. We're just heating up too.
You're the third best team in the division.
Yeah, we'll probably still be the last one standing, so I'm not too worried about it.
That always happens.
All right, let's wrap things up. It is Christmas time. We are going to do the TCF top 3, and this is what we're going to do. Are the top 3 things on our Christmas list this year? Obviously, Zach will be 30. I'm 34. Our wish lists aren't as cool as they used to be. So these are the top 3 things we have on our Christmas list this year. Do you want to start about me too? Because we're definitely not going to have overlapping picks here.
Mine is my first one is ice machine.
Ooh, now do you want the Sonic little pebble one or?
Yeah. Just regular ice. You can whatever. It doesn't make a difference.
I like that a lot. I'm going to go with a new smoker. I had the same smoker for 3 years. It's just a cheap one I got off of Facebook Marketplace. Trying to upgrade a little bit, so I will put that on my number 1 list. Number 2, what should I go with? Number 2. Snowblower, dude. You guys, obviously most people haven't seen it, but Zach knows my driveway. My driveway is a pain to keep clean from the snow. People charge outrageous prices if I look for someone to snowplow it. I had someone offer me $150 to have them do it last year, and I couldn't stop laughing. So it's some sort of snowblower is what I'll go with my second pick.
I think the price is high, but it sucks, so that's why it's high.
I get $150. It's not like I have a quarter-mile driveway.
But, rates
it's 100 feet, $150. I'll do it with a spoon before I'll do it for $150.
That is the biggest lie I've ever heard.
No chance.
$150 all day, every day.
$150 is asinine.
I don't think it's that crazy.
That's crazy.
No, I think that's a pretty good rate, honestly.
No, you're insane. Because I got someone to do
your
it.
house where you could easily get stuck in the ditches on the way out there.
It's crazy because I got someone to do it for 50 after that. 150.
I don't think it's that crazy.
It clearly is when the market showed that afterwards.
I think you're wrong.
All right, what do you got for your second and third round?
I'm trying to think. I don't really need a bunch of stuff.
I know, that's kind of where I'm at too.
Maybe something like hang up jerseys.
Oh, anybody in particular?
No, I just have a bunch of jerseys. Like I want to be able to hang them up, like the ones you
can
get.
Like shadow boxes.
Yeah, or something like even like just regular hang up.
Yep, I got some idea. I'll send you some ideas. I got a couple things in mind.
And then oh man, I'm trying to think because nowadays you don't really ask for anything. People just get you stuff.
So like if there's one, like, do you want a new TV? Do you want a PS5? Go crazy.
I like a PS5.
There you go.
I'll go PS5, even though I'm not going to get one.
My last one, I think I'm going to go with a bigger living room TV. We don't spend as much time down here in the basement, obviously, with the little guy. And
How big is your TV?
50.
I think that's pretty decent. You need 2 TVs.
We do. We have 2, but one is dominated by Bluey. So I would like 65 right now, I think is about. The problem is I have horrible vision. And like if I'm watching an NFL game from the couch, it's a solid 10, 15 feet. I can't
move your couch closer.
No, it's just I've thought about it, but that's just not how the setup of the room works. But yeah, a lot of times
you could have like a spot behind the couch.
I got to figure something out because
see.
I have to keep asking my wife to read a lot of things on TV. So I'm going to screw fixing
your eyes checked is the first thing.
I'll just get a bigger TV. Can we not be silly here? A bigger TV would fix all of this.
Or maybe glasses.
Well, I have glasses. I just don't wear them.
Well, there's the problem.
Anything else you got? I had some power tools just to keep adding to my Ryobi collection, but nothing too wild.
Power tools. Or like I have access to power tools.
Yeah, I like you said, we're at that age. We don't really. I'll always take hats and jerseys. So
a heated garage would be nice.
Yeah, I wouldn't argue with that. We can do that too. Is that we can find you a little heater and
without making my whole garage explode.
Okay, now we're back to the drawing board here. So
yeah,
let us know what's on your guys' on everyone's Christmas list this year. So that's going to be it for episode 246. As always, we thank you guys for joining us here. Make sure that you follow us on X at @typical_Chicago. Go to Facebook and Instagram. Give those pages a like. All the content in video form on YouTube. So subscribe there. Subscribe, rate, review, 5-star, wherever you get your podcasts. We are there as well. So send us a little Christmas gift. We'll keep pumping these podcasts out. You guys just subscribe to YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts and follow us on all your social medias. We hope you have a great week. Enjoy whatever holiday you choose to celebrate. Hope everything goes great. I'm so looking forward to it. Zach nailed it at the top of the show. Best time of the year. So from all of us here at Typical Chicago Fans, we thank you guys for joining us. It's episode 246. We love you all.
Peace.